3 years ago, Amy Robach and T.J. Holmes were two of the most recognizable faces on morning television. Now, they're making headlines for a very different reason. After surviving one of the biggest scandals in network TV history, they've just announced that they're officially engaged. And they didn't tell the tabloids, or leak it through a close friend. They told their fans directly, with their own voices, on their own show. But the way they revealed it, and how long they managed to keep it secret, has everyone talking again. It happened quietly, on the October 14th episode of their podcast, Amy and T.J. No flashy photoshoot, no publicist-crafted statement, just the two of them. Speaking straight into the mic, Amy Robach began softly, saying, "We are sharing with all of you that we are engaged, and we've been engaged for just about a month now." Her co-host, and now fiancé, T.J. Holmes added with a grin, "We wanted to let you all know before anybody else was able to. We've learned that lesson in the past about our relationship." It was a subtle nod to their history, and to the media storm that once ripped their lives apart. Amy went on to say that she's been wearing her engagement ring proudly for weeks, but somehow, nobody noticed. "I was in 3 massive football stadiums 3 weekends in a row, wearing my ring, waiting for somebody to ask, and no one said a word," she laughed. TJ couldn't resist teasing her. "You've been dangling that ring in everyone's face, and nobody said anything." It was one of those rare, light-hearted moments that felt real, and maybe that's why it hit so hard. After everything they've been through, they were finally laughing again. To understand why this engagement means so much, you have to rewind to 2022. Back then, Amy Robach and T.J. Holmes were co-hosts of GMA 3, What You Need to Know, one of the most watched daytime programs on ABC. Their chemistry on screen was undeniable, and apparently, it wasn't just for the cameras. In November of that year, the Daily Mail published a series of photos showing the pair together outside of work, looking far more like lovers than colleagues. The internet exploded. Almost overnight, the two anchors became the center of one of the biggest TV scandals in years. Headlines screamed about the GMA affair. Fans were stunned. And it wasn't just the public's reaction, it was the timing. Amy was still married to actor Andrew Shue, best known for Melrose Place, while TJ was married to attorney Marilee Fiebig. The story was messy, the optics worse. For weeks, the couple stayed silent as rumors spread like wildfire. Then came the fallout. ABC suspended them. Their faces disappeared from morning television. And soon after, both officially left the network. The golden pair of morning news had been replaced, and the scandal seemed to have ended their careers for good. In the months that followed, both Amy and TJ watched their personal and professional lives crumble in public view. Andrew Shue quietly filed for divorce. So did Marilee Fiebig. The internet turned cruel, memes, gossip, endless commentary about who betrayed who. It wasn't just tabloid chatter, it was everywhere. And behind the headlines were two people suddenly cut off from the world they'd built. From the safety of the newsroom to the chaos of paparazzi chasing their every move. In interviews since, they've admitted that those months nearly broke them. Not just as journalists, but as people. But instead of running from the noise, they decided to own it. By late 2023, when the noise finally started to fade, Amy and TJ made a bold move. They launched their own podcast, Amy and TJ. It was raw, unscripted, and deeply personal, a way to take back their story. Week by week, they spoke openly about what had happened, about the fallout, and about the lessons they learned from losing everything. It wasn't a PR move, it was therapy live, on air. They even talked about their struggles rebuilding trust, handling judgment from family and friends, and trying to find normalcy again. And in doing so, something strange happened. The public, the same one that had once canceled them, started to soften. People began to see them not as villains, but as survivors. Two flawed, human people who fell in love at the wrong time, and somehow managed to make it through. Fast forward to now. After everything, the scandal, the divorces, the media circus, they're not hiding anymore. The engagement wasn't just a romantic announcement. It was a statement. We made it. By revealing the news on their own podcast, they flipped the narrative completely. No tabloid exclusives. No sources close to the couple. Just honesty. Amy shared how she almost posted a photo revealing the ring weeks earlier, but TJ stopped her. "Babe, you see what's very prominent in that picture?" he asked her. She realized her ring was right there in plain sight. She deleted the photo. Not because she was afraid, but because she wanted to protect that moment, to keep something for themselves, for once. And now, a month later, they were ready to share it. On their own terms. They even joked about how their close friends, the ones who saw them every weekend, didn't notice the ring. All of them are gonna think back and go, "Oh my god, how did we miss it?" TJ laughed. It wasn't just funny, it was symbolic. The same couple who once got caught by the cameras had just pulled off a secret engagement right under everyone's nose. So, what's next for Amy and TJ? If you followed their story, you know Amy's already hinted at the kind of wedding she wants. In a February 2024 podcast episode, she said she'd love something small, justice of the peace. Vegas. TJ joked, "I thought only Elvis did those in Vegas." Amy laughed, saying she'd even love to elope somewhere quiet and far away, maybe Fiji. After everything they've been through in public, that dream makes sense. No crowds, no headline, no flashbulbs, just peace. Of course, not everyone is cheering. Social media is split. Some say it's romantic that they survived the scandal together. Others still call it toxic or inappropriate. But that's the thing about Amy and TJ. They've learned to live with the noise. Their engagement isn't about changing anyone's opinion. It's about closing a chapter. And maybe that's what people missed all along. This was never a love story for approval. It was a love story for survival. 3 years ago, they were caught in the kind of scandal that ends careers. Today, they're sitting across from each other on a podcast, engaged, laughing, and telling their story in their own words. They've gone from co-anchors to outcasts, and now, back into the spotlight, but this time, by choice. It's poetic, really. The same cameras that once exposed them are now completely powerless. And maybe that's the real lesson here. Sometimes, redemption doesn't come from silence, it comes from speaking your truth, even when the world's not ready to hear it. Because love, for all its flaws and chaos, is still the one headline they refuse to let anyone else write. Amy Robach and T.J. Holmes didn't just survive the scandal, they turned it into a story of resilience, reinvention, and, yes, redemption. But as we've learned before, with this couple, every new beginning tends to come with another twist. And who knows, maybe the next time we hear from them, it won't just be about a ring, but a wedding no one saw coming.